On the night of June 12, 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman were found murdered outside Nicole's home in Brentwood, California. Nicole had been stabbed multiple times. Her throat had been cut. Ron Goldman had sustained over 30 stab wounds. Nicole's 2 children were asleep upstairs. They were unharmed. Within hours, all evidence pointed toward one suspect: Orenthal James Simpson, Nicole's ex-husband, NFL Hall of Famer, actor, one of the most recognized men in America. What followed was not simply a murder trial. It was the largest stage a criminal case had ever been given.
The evidence collected against O.J. Simpson was extensive. A bloody glove was found at the crime scene. Its match was found at Simpson's estate. Blood on his white Ford Bronco. Blood on the driveway of his home. Blood drops at the crime scene containing Simpson's DNA. A cut on Simpson's left hand that he could not adequately explain. Shoe prints matching a rare size 12 Bruno Magli shoe, a shoe Simpson had previously been photographed wearing. The DNA evidence alone, prosecutors argued, placed Simpson at the scene with statistical certainty that exceeded 1 in several billion. The defense had a different argument.
On June 17, 1994, 5 days after the murders, O.J. Simpson was due to surrender to police. He did not appear. Instead, police received a call. Simpson was in the back of a white Ford Bronco, driven by his friend Al Cowlings. He had a passport, a disguise, a gun, and a note many interpreted as a suicide letter. The slow-speed chase that followed was broadcast live on national television. An estimated 95 million people watched. Crowds gathered on highway overpasses, holding signs that read, "Free OJ." The trial had not yet begun.
Simpson assembled what became known as the Dream Team, a group of defense attorneys widely considered the most formidable ever assembled for a single criminal case. Johnny Cochran, Robert Shapiro, F. Lee Bailey, Alan Dershowitz. Their strategy was not to disprove the evidence. It was to undermine the system that collected it. They argued that lead detective Mark Furman was a racist who had planted the glove, that the LAPD's evidence handling was contaminated, that the DNA, however statistically powerful, had been collected by a compromised process. The goal was not to find Simpson innocent. The goal was to make the jury distrust the people saying he was guilty.
The prosecution's decision to ask Simpson to try on the bloody glove in front of the jury is widely regarded as the single greatest tactical error in the history of American criminal trials. Simpson struggled visibly to pull the glove onto his hand. Johnny Cochran's closing argument gave the moment its permanent place in legal history. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. The prosecution would later argue the glove had shrunk from blood and preservation, that Simpson had worn latex gloves underneath to make it harder to pull on. The jury had already seen what they had seen. In criminal trials, perception is often more powerful than fact.
The jury deliberated for less than 4 hours. On October 3, 1995, after 253 days of trial, the verdict was read: not guilty. The reaction was immediate and divided. In predominantly black communities across America, people cheered. In predominantly white communities, people wept.
the nation watched itself react in two completely different ways to the same two words. O.J. Simpson walked out of the courtroom a free man. Two people did not walk out of anything. They had been dead for 479 days.
In 2006, 11 years after his acquittal, O.J. Simpson agreed to write a book. Its title was If I Did It. The book described, in first person, how the murders would hypothetically have been committed. It was presented as fiction. The descriptions were specific, personal, detailed in ways only someone present could have known. Public outcry was immediate. The publisher canceled the release. The Goldman family later acquired the rights. They published it with the word "if" reduced to near invisibility on the cover. Forensic psychologists noted the book was consistent with a documented psychological pattern: the need to be known for what you did, without the consequences of admitting it. What forensic psychology identifies in the O.J. Simpson case is a pattern known as narcissistic denial, a psychological structure in which the self-image is so central that facts incompatible with it are not simply rejected, they are genuinely not processed. Simpson had spent decades building an identity as a celebrated, beloved public figure. The psychological cost of accepting responsibility for the destruction of that identity was, in clinical terms, catastrophic. The book, the interviews, the continued public presence, all consistent with a psychology that had reorganized itself around a version of events it could survive. Not a calculated lie. Unnecessary reconstruction. O.J. Simpson died on April 10th, 2024. He was 76 years old. He never confessed. What his case leaves behind is not simply a debate about guilt or innocence. What it leaves behind is a study in how identity, celebrity, race, and the architecture of denial can intersect inside a single human psychology. His signature was not the glove. It was not the Bronco. It was not the book. His signature was the smile. The same smile at the verdict. The same smile in the interviews. The same smile at the golf course where he spent his afternoons. A smile that said he had gotten away with it. And a smile that said he genuinely believed there was nothing to get away with.
Every criminal leaves a signature. Let's read the next one.